All right. Welcome back, everyone. So just to call out again, our conference has been sponsored by our platinum sponsors, Monday.com, and our raffle sponsors, Tarni. So I hope everyone had a really good, rejuvenating tea break and enjoyed the snacks. So now let's reconvene again with renewed energy as we dive into the next set of talks on for our conference. Get ready for more engaging discussions and a continued exploration of customer centric agility. Now, everyone knows the importance and value of a good project management tool, right? Which allows us to streamline project workflows, enhance collaboration, provide valuable insights for better decision making, and ultimately deliver more value to our customers, which is what we are all trying to do. So, our next session promises to be a masterclass in transforming your project landscape into a dynamic value stream network. So I'm thrilled to introduce our sponsor speaker, Mr. JaiKishan, Product Operations Manager at Monday.com, who will guide us through the intricacies of streamlining processes using a powerful platform like Monday.com. So get ready to unlock the secrets of transitioning from projects to products and optimizing your value stream networks. Mr. JaiKishan, over to you.
Check. Yeah, I think it's good afternoon. Okay, cool. All right. It feels great actually. I've been a part of PMI for quite some time now, and it feels great to be back in the city after quite. So this is actually my hometown. Okay, this is my maternal hometown. So it feels great to be back with all the nostalgic vibes. But yeah, looking at the audiences, that's something which is there. Now, before I begin something, we've had previous two sessions, great insights on the customer journey, value stream. Let me make things even more lighter for you. Okay, so what I'm about to discuss today is something which is booming across, or which is kind of the talk of the industry today when we are scaling through projects, when we are maneuvering around different multiple aspects of transformations, agilities, and various different aspects of it. So let me make things very, very, very light for you, okay, in order to scale it up. Before I begin, I'll just take a quick poll out here, okay? How many of you are or have been project managers? Okay, that's quite a lot. Okay, I have another poll now. How many of you have been product managers? Oh, you've got yeah, so I have some supporting audiences. Good. No hard feelings as such. I myself have been a project manager, as well as I've had extensive experience. So let's begin with there. Yeah. A little bit about me. Okay, so this is the very first time that I'm meeting most of you, almost everyone out here. So this is a little bit about me. I come with almost 17 years of experience, and I've traveled extensively across the globe with almost 26 countries. Yes, yet many to be covered. But I'm also the practice head for Monday.com for the APAC region. Okay, and along with that, with the extensive experience, I've also been involved with various business process consultancy engagements with several different organizations, several enterprise organizations like GE, Synergen, Tech Mahindra, and so on and so forth. So that's something which has been there as a part of this thing. I'm also a product evangelist, and I'm also the brand ambassador for Product-Led Alliances, which is a global community for product managers. That's something which is there. So that's a little bit about me. Moving on to something, I would like to showcase a little bit about Monday, what Monday is, before I begin. So just to leave you a thought over here is that We are present over more than across the globe with more than 125,000 different customers, and we've got several. So several of the biggest names that populate across the industry, all the way ranging from Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Hulu, Canva. They're all using Monday for in some way or the other. I'll briefly explain you how. Okay. This is something that I would like to begin with. How many of you can relate to this? So I'll just read it out. So 44% of the projects fail due to lack of alignment. 55% of the organizations do not even have access to the KPIs that are revolving around the projects. 80% of the organizations, they don't even know where the time is being spent, okay, across the entire project journey. And 50% of the organization, 50% of the PMO spends 1 or more days to manually run the reports. How many of you have been running reports manually until now? How many? Okay, so just I'll just take another quick poll. How much time does it take to, let's say you have a presentation on Monday, a report to be submitted on Monday. How much time does it take for you to build those reports today? On an average, a day? How much time? 1 hour, 2 hours? How is it? How are you doing that? Online tools. That's exactly. So that's something, that's the kind of value stream mapping that I want to build across, that how do you actually enable that efficiency by building across, by identifying the pitfalls. That's something that's going to be the ultimate message that I want to move about. I'm pretty sure you must have heard about these kind of things within your organization, that the sales finance guy comes to me and tells me, oh, like, why do you want the budget? Okay, basically the sales guy is like, why are you even talking to me about the technical debt? I don't give a damn about it. Okay, I just need it to be delivered to my customer. Okay, so, and obviously the execs are like, I don't have the visibility. Am I going to be getting the reports or no? Yes. Is there an answer? Yes to no? Have you come across these kind of conversations within your organizations? How many of you can relate to this? There is everything that you do within your organization. That is your budgeting, timeframes, success, visibilities, prioritizations, risk, everything. In one way or the other, you are involved when you're running projects, or not even projects, when you're doing any task within the organization. You're one way involved in somewhere or the other. Either there is a budget roadblock, either there is a team roadblock, or there is a risk. There is probably a visibility, like you're not able to even define a success metric. That's something which is there. What happens when there is a roadblock? So when you stumble around these problems, these are some of the symptoms that come about. Very, very, very generic symptoms that come about. There is a lot of throw and catch. I'm going to be saying that, okay, this is not me. This was not because of me. This was because of someone else. Okay. So how do I maneuver around? Problems have to be resolved. Okay. Lack of knowledge. Investments are twice baked. Okay. We're really focused like throughout the entire organization, feeling more inward and so on and so forth. So these are some of the symptoms. These are some of the obvious answers that come out when you hit a roadblock, right? How do you go about maneuvering around things? So yeah. Pardon me? Yeah. Yeah, felt more inward focused than outward focused. So basically, it's more got to do with how your objectives were not customer centric. That's something which is and there is a major gap. To be very honest, when you define a particular customer objective or a particular journey, okay, the way it is being translated into a business outcome, there is a major difference that happens. Okay, so how do you want to maneuver around that? So that's one blame game that keeps on happening, that, hey, I didn't know what it was to be delivered, but I was kind of more focused on what was given to me as something, rather than focusing on the bigger picture. We've been talking about, since morning, we've been talking about customer being very, very customer centric. Okay. And there are a lot of things that cater around to it, all the way from agility and so on and so forth. But eventually, what does it all boil down to? It all boils down to this. It all boils down to this. Everything. Mindset is absolutely everything. If you have the right approach and if you have the right tools available at your disposal, you have the ability to maneuver around. And it's not that difficult, to be very honest. I have done this for several, I've spoken to several CEOs, CIOs, CTOs, and various different personas in the organizations. And mindset was one thing which I could identify that this is the kind of a problem. How do you change that mindset? Where do we go now? And why, basically? So let's get to that. Until now, we've been talking more about projects. So how many of you know the difference between a project and a product? What is a project, basically? How do you relate to a project? What is a project? It's part of a delivery. Yeah, you're getting close to that. Okay. Anything? It's a process to build a product. Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Product is an outcome of a project. Okay. So then why am I here to actually talk about this? That in case if the projects are eventually the underlying aspect which is driving the product, okay, why should we even change a mindset? Why should we even bring about? Because at the end of the day, if you want to have a product delivered, okay, what are we talking about? The kind of intuitiveness or the kind of understanding that we have is the projects are nothing but the underlying aspects of products. Am I right? Yes. Which is absolutely correct. Projects are nothing but the underlying aspects of the product. It is just about the focus, the visibility that we restrict ourselves to, rather than focusing on the bigger picture. That's the difference that we want to bring about. So unless or until you do not have a bigger bird's eye view, or even if you do not even have a clear customer outcome, what is to be achieved, no matter how many ever projects you underlay to define a particular product, it's eventually going to go down a spiral. That's something. So I'll show you how. Why are organizations shifting to products, basically? So projects end. This is what I wanted to say. Projects end. One project, one issue, one epic, done. One feature of a particular product, done. That's a project. But when you talk about a product, it's a never-ending cycle. You keep on improving. You keep on working across different versions. Did Apple stop building iPhones? Did Apple stop building iPhones? Although there is not much that we know about, that we all know. Let's accept the fact that there isn't much difference between iPhone 14 and or even so much so that 13, 14 or a 15 version. There isn't so much of a difference. Okay, but are they stopping anywhere? That's the kind of mindset that drives companies to the success. Projects are linear, but the products are eventually circular in a ways that, let's say if I have a CEO coming to me and telling me there's one particular feature in a particular product that doesn't work or doesn't resonate with the customers, what do? I go back to my backlog. I go back to my whiteboarding. I start drawing sprints. I start drawing user stories around it, right? I start drawing user stories around it. I start drawing sprints around it. Okay. And I make sure that it is being addressed. The right customer journey is being addressed. But what have I done? All I've done is just addressed one particular component of it, of the entire product. It's not the product that I've built. So now if I do this, not having the entire visibility of what the actual customer, why is he unhappy about? I got a message from my CEO saying that the customer is really unhappy about this particular thing. Okay, but what is it actually the outcome that is being requested by the customer is what drives the project. So again, product thinking. So, yep. Hybrid centric. Can you? Hybrid centric model, if you talk about for delivery of projects, okay, it is certainly, it is for a project is certainly linear, okay, keeping the entire outcome. So there are, one is output, okay, one is the output and another is the outcome. So when you start talking about the outputs, when you start relating your projects to outputs, yeah.
If I can repeat the question.
Yeah, please.
So what is the hybrid model for product-centric value delivery for projects? Is it linear or circular?
It has to be circular. It has to be circular. It has to be circular. The only reason is it is more revolving around the outcomes. And until now, history has shown us in the past that when you start delivering products, when you are a product, when you have a product thinking mindset, or when you're a product centric company, you will never stop. You will never, and if you stop, that's the end of it. Okay, you will never stop. So it keeps on evolving. And the hybrid model, as you spoke about, if you talk about the outcomes, it is more related to the entire circular. But when you go down on a granular fashion to the projects level, yes, it could be linear. It could be linear. That's way. Yeah.
Thank you.
So product thinking, coming back to this, is the product thinking mindset is customer first. You have to think about more than your own objective. This is the reason why most of the projects fail, is because people executing at the downstream level do not have a customer driven mindset or a customer oriented mindset that I would like to talk about. Okay, that's the one thing which is currently having a debacle. It's a major debate that is going on across the industries, that why or who should be the one who should be driving this. There are roles that are being created. I've seen a particular role come out in an organization, so much so that product value stream lead. Just go on to Google, okay, and search for product value stream lead. You will not find results. You will not find JDs across for this. But there are organizations who are actually coming across this particular thing, okay, wherein product value stream lead, okay. So this thing is just coming up so often, okay. So earlier there was a time when Google did not even respond to this, but now it's come up. It's started evolving. Why? How many of you heard of this position? Product value stream lead. Yeah, one amongst all of them. So that's something which is there. Yeah. It's not moving. Excuse me. Stuck. Yeah. So this is something that we actually need to do. Shift in risk appetite. Okay. This is very important. Another is shift in skill set. When you're thinking about changing a particular mindset, okay, so there are two underlying aspects to it, which eventually it's a human tendency that there are. One is, what's the risk? Today I am a project manager, so much so that is my career at stake if I move on to products? What is the career map that I'm looking at? Okay, and what is it at risk? Okay, that's the one thing which everybody needs to answer. The second is that everybody should ask themselves. The second is, if I move, what's the kind of skill set? What's the change in skill set that I'm looking at? Anything wrong here? Yeah. It's correct.
Hi.
Please, it's just a minute.
My question is, why is this? There is so much surge these days about products because customer has always been the underlying objective of any project, correct? So why do you think this has come up recently, or it's gaining importance?
It's gaining
Is that
importance.
project managers are losing sight of
No,
it?
no. Project managers are a very, very, very vital, important aspect or a cog in this particular industry. Okay, for even so much so that as a matter of fact, even my first slide also spoke about the projects are nothing but the underlying components of the products. Okay, so that's something the need of this hour, why it has come up right now, is the amount of the way we are consuming data, the way our technology has changed. Okay, TikTok reels, right? Why did it change initially? So how many of you know about this TikTok thing? The first reel that TikTok published was close to around 2 minutes 16 seconds. The first reel that was made by TikTok was close to around 2 minutes 16 seconds, and it did not gain popularity. It did not gain views at all. Like it barely scratched the surface of what it is doing right now. Why the reels have come down to so much so that even 10 seconds. It's about the way we are consuming data. It's about the way our needs are evolving, and the amount of that's so that has given a rise to a different set of industry, which is microservices. So the way microservices are being designed, okay, that is the reason why people did not people had a very, very, very different kind of a mindset earlier. So I've been in this industry for like almost 17 years now. So back in days, like almost a decade ago, microservices were like a kind of a concept wherein I had to hire a techie to build microservices for me. These days, I have it. I can do it by myself. I can literally do it by myself. Okay. So the kind of product outputs, the kind of products that are being rolled out on a daily basis or even on an hourly basis has evolved to a great extent. That's probably the major push for this. Anything wrong on this? Yeah. I'll take a Q&A. Can I just quickly finish? Is it about this or is it about something else? Okay. God.
Hello. Yeah.
How many hours do you spend in office? If I may ask, please. On a Saturday, please don't give me this answer. Today's Saturday. He's the only one who got it right. I have a similar tap in my house. There's nothing wrong in it. I have a similar tap in my house. I'm telling you, I can click a photo of that. Okay, I can ask my wife to send it, and probably I can post it out here. I have a similar tap. That's probably the reason why I just posted this, is that it's all about the way you perceive things. Okay, it's all about the way you are trying to read it. What about this? Is there something wrong in this? What is wrong? Am I making the customer delight out here? Can you read that? Can you read the heading? Delight happens by breaking mental modes. This is what I'm trying to do. I was talking about projects, products, and something like that. Suddenly, when I changed this particular picture, suddenly when I shifted to this, I could see everyone at least a smile on their faces all the way since morning. No hard feelings for anyone, but have you seen this? Do you know about this? It's a very famous story. I would request everyone to read it across about Heinz. Why did the bottle change from this to this? Exactly. Now, we've spoken so much about this. So eventually I'll get to the point. What would it take? Okay. What does it actually take for you to move from, or even think about moving from projects to products is do these four. You start doing these four, you've at least embarked on that journey. That is repetitive demands. Think about what your repetitive demands are. Okay. Think about how you can package your prior work. Okay. So this is again, this is one principle which I believe it in always. That is dry kiss. Do not repeat yourself. Keep it simple. As simple as that. If you can follow this, or if you can manage to work around this, you have eventually embarked on that particular transformation journey without having to go across that major digital transformation initiatives that we speak about or anything like that. There is absolutely no need of doing that. All you got to do is just think about it, get to the granular level, think about how you can optimize your prior work, how you can optimize your variants, and so on and so forth. This is something which will happen. This is something which will happen. Dependencies will exist. Okay. No matter, you cannot shy away from them within the organizations. Okay. You just got to relish them. But more importantly, this is what you got to do is, okay, pitfalls. Okay. People do not change. People do not change. What do? They resist loss. What do you need to do? In order to make sure that the pitfalls become more visible, you got to do is, you got to provide, we've been talking about value stream. We've been talking about several things is, you got to do this, value stream visibility. How you got to do it? This is how you got to do. You got to map the entire way, okay? You got to identify your pitfalls, okay? So this is another aspect of it. You got to, and from the customer request to customer receipt, how is your customer journey? How granular are you getting into? Because every step is nothing but a process. Every step is nothing but could be a project which is underlying the process. This is where Monday actually comes into picture. I was supposed to talk about, so I to be very honest, I didn't want to talk about this. I thought I'll probably talk to you about this at the booth that we have out there, but I was forced to do this. So, but nevertheless, I'll still talk about this. So how does Monday help you in this, in covering up this entire thing is faster project planning, okay? In terms of approval, automations, a single source of truth. This is what when you cut across your value stream, what eventually is the outcome that you're looking at is this single source of truth. What are my roadblocks? Where am I falling short of? And the perfect structure. High level views in terms of, so we got a platform which I would like to demonstrate also. You will be seeing this over here on and off. I'm there available at the booth. Probably you can reach out to me at any point of time. And I'd love to talk more about this, but yeah, considering the sensitivity of the time, I got to move across. So these are some of the main takeaways. Build your own methodology. Don't follow Agile, don't follow Waterfall, don't follow anything. I would recommend that, okay? You have the way you want to. It's all about, think about the customer. Think about the customer, okay? You want to follow, if the customer Agile works well, go ahead with it. If the customer, based on the customer approach, if the waterfall works well, please go ahead with it. It doesn't matter. None of the philosophies are, or are not working. Everything works. It all depends on what kind of customer focus that you have, basically. You want to hear more, please reach out to me. I'm there. I'll be walking around here and there. I really cannot sit because of my back, but yeah, I'll be here, and so I'll be happy to discuss on this. And that's pretty much about me. I'll just take, considering the sensitivity of the time, I just have one question. Yeah, please. Single source of truth, right? Yeah, single source of truth. So the underlying projects. When you're doing underlying projects, okay, everything is being mapped to you're mapping, you're collecting data points on various different aspects of the projects, okay, in terms of your cost, in terms of budgeting, in terms of this. Now, it's not one particular project that you're doing. As I mentioned earlier, A product is nothing but a culmination of multiple different projects that you do. Now, all you got to do is, if you have a single source of truth, what exactly are you trying to do is, you're trying to build a product view. Okay, now when all the projects culminate or roll up to a single particular view, what you actually get is the product view of your entire outcome.
If you could imagine your ideal way of working, what would it look like? Well, chances are, each and every one of you will have a different answer.
I'll help you out. Don't worry. I have a demo. I also have a demo on my laptop. Okay, I'll help you out with that. Don't worry. I'll just showcase that. Thank you so very much for this, and I hope it was something lightful here.
If you could imagine your ideal way of working, what would it look like? Well, chances are, each and every one of you will have a different answer. That's why we created Monday.com WorkOS, so that every business, no matter the industry or size, can do better work. Monday.com WorkOS adapts to every team's needs and connects departments in one unified workspace, giving the entire organization the ability to zoom out, track all moving parts, and make smarter decisions in real time. Now, what if your goals change? What if your business grows? Thanks to our range of building blocks, Monday.com WorkOS is able to evolve with you, so you can dream big and reach new heights of efficiency. So, let's explore what makes up a WorkOS. With automations, no task is left behind. Monday.com will free you up from busy work so that you can focus on actual work. You can link teams, automate processes, and connect your favorite tools. No coding required. For example, when campaign status changes to approved, create a budget request on the finance department board and notify Alex. That way, things move faster, and everyone can work more efficiently. We're powered with real-time reporting that you can actually set up yourself, so that your department can make informed decisions and maximize efficiency, like spotting unnecessary spending or reallocating resources at the click of a button. Get everyone aligned towards the same goals with built-in WorkOS features, like Monday Forms that help you kick off projects and seamlessly collect data, and Monday Work Docs to co-edit and collaborate on ideas in real time. You can also choose our dedicated products to power the core of your business, packed with built-in practices to help you meet your goals even faster. And you get total peace of mind, knowing that our security and compliance keep your customer information fully protected. With over 180,000 customers across 200 industries, Monday.com WorkOS empowers you to achieve whatever you do, however you do it.
Thank you, Mr. JaiKishan. It was really a wonderful session. I could say it's not just it's not just an insightful session though, but I could say that it was very much fun-loving. It's like you just topped up the pizza with a sprinkled over it with an oregano and chili flakes there. So it was really appreciated. And so as a token of our appreciation, I would request you to come onto the stage, and I also request the treasurer Shivakumar to hand over the memento and the gift hamper.